I didn't know anything about the NHS when I came here, and so I learned basically on the job. And initially we didn't have an intention to stay in this country, but as it often is, you stay, you start to bed in, and like so many in my position, I found myself in a situation where this became home. My initial reaction to the referendum was probably those old stages of grief. I mean, I was outraged, I was in disbelief. Immediately after the referendum, I had a fair number of patients coming to see me, expressing delight at the outcome and surprise as well that I didn't join them in that delight. And we were started to talk about Brexit. The frequent reaction was, oh well, but you're not one of them, you're one of us. And I realized that what it was about was indeed that perception of a foreign, is that I, as a German, was not considered foreign enough to count as a foreigner. I never assumed that me being a European would have any bearing or would have any role to play in my life here in Britain. The impact of Brexit personally is that it completely changed the game. I'm thinking now of what the future is going to be, but I also find myself in limbo. Over the past year, we had now nothing coming forward to reassure us, simply saying that, oh, don't worry, yes, you'll be all right, your rights will be guaranteed, or you will be able to stay. That's out of the question. That's just not enough. It only addresses, as I say, a tiny facet of the whole story. So I'm very worried. Professionally, I do not know where to take it from here. I still have, we're looking forward to quite a few years of working as a GP. And now I find myself thinking about alternatives, making contingencies. Everyone recognizes the need for foreign doctors to keep the NHS going. The NHS would not work without them. There are no new GPs coming up. The whole promise of 5,000 new GPs that Jeremy Hunt gave is obviously a completely empty promise. We would see them now going through med school and through further training, and they're clearly not there. In the contrary, GP numbers are falling. The position that this government should have in respect of the negotiating is a clear agreement that EU citizens will maintain and will retain their rights within Britain. The notion of us being bargaining chips, for example, in this whole negotiation, it's ridiculous, and no, of course, the EU will not have that. I think that this government needs to forget that position, to simply get on with this particular element of the negotiation and say, okay, in respect of residents, Brits abroad, EU citizens here, let's just carry on for them as they have been. I think that would get a huge and humongous hurdle out of the way and create an enormous amount of goodwill for the other parts of the negotiation.